near to home, and he wanted to come out and talk to people and meet with them and make the case that we should get a lot of good support here. I want to thank Jerry Rasmussen, the owner of the Brat shop. I hope I got one before I left. He's going to take care of that. I want to also thank Marcia Cheney, who's the manager here. For me. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you who've been volunteers and supporters. It really means the world to me to have you involved in this campaign, and I've been looking forward to being here with everybody. You know, what I wanted, this is usually a place where you've got good entertainment, isn't it? I won't sing. I promise. But what I do want to do is have a conversation and have a chance to hear from all of you. You know, I was born in Chicago, raised in the suburbs there, and I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin. We used to come up to Lake Geneva. We used to go to church retreats. I remember one time my scout troop went all the way up to Green Bay, went all over the state, spent some family time in the Dells, and so Wisconsin is a place that I have a lot of very happy memories as a young girl, as a young woman, and it's great being here. Who would have ever thought when I was on that Girl Scout trip I'd be here running for President of the United States? I mean, think of it. This country of ours has given every one of us the most amazing opportunities and blessings. And here we have this campaign with both Senator Obama and myself, and nobody would have predicted this. And it is such a tribute to this extraordinary nation that we all love. And what we've got to make sure of is that in this election, we elect a president who's going to make it absolutely a priority for every boy and girl to have the same kind of opportunities and the same sort of future. It is really up to us to make that future happen. And I'm totally confident we can. Now, it's not going to be easy. You know, I'm not here just to give you a speech. I'm here to talk about what we're going to do together to solve our problems. Because, you know, I'm from the Midwest, and I think people here want to know, what is it we're going to do together? How are we going to make the progress? How are we going to make America be what it should be in the 21st century? So I'm running for president because I know we can do better. And if we get real about our future and the solutions we can produce, then these children who are here tonight will have the bright, limitless opportunities that children will do. You know, I get all excited and energized talking about our country because I just think that there isn't any place in the history of the world that has done more for more people. But there is nothing guaranteed about that. That's why each and every one of us has to figure out our role. And clearly, you know, some of us are running for president, but nobody can be a good president without the people of the country rolling up our sleeves and getting to work together. And when I look at what we have to do, I feel like there isn't any reason why the best days of our country are not still ahead. And what I hope is that we will make a commitment to rebuild a strong and prosperous middle class, because it's the middle class. Does anybody here doubt that the middle class is the guarantor of the American dream and the backbone of our country? That's right, isn't it? president who understood that in the last 7 years. You know, you couldn't make up the stuff that happened in the last 7 years. I mean, you gotta laugh to keep from crying, don't you? And I'll tell you, when the vice president shot that guy in the face, I thought, that's it. Totally different stuff. Here's what we have to do together. If we're going to rebuild a strong and prosperous middle class, then we've got to get serious about both keeping jobs in our country and growing more jobs in America. Now, I actually think it's pretty simple. We're going to keep jobs by making it abundantly clear that there will not be one penny of your tax dollars that go to anybody who exports jobs out of Wisconsin. We're also going to start getting the tax code to reward people who are actually working hard for a living. You know, I'm proud to represent New York, another Great Lakes state, but it's a little bit hard to take the fact that we have investment managers on Wall Street making $50 million a year, paying a lower percentage of their income than nurses and teachers and truck drivers and you know, we basically have had a president for the wealthy and the well-connected. I think it's time to have a president for everybody else in America. Responsibility. We're going to get back to having a government that lives within its means and pays its bills, because when President Bush became president, we had a balanced budget and a surplus, right? Now you look and you see what's happened. We now have a $9 trillion debt. We owe money to everybody. I mean, everybody knows we owe money to China. Well, we owe money to Mexico. We owe money to everybody. We borrow money from the Chinese to buy oil from the Saudis. And that's what's happening in America today. So we've got to get back to fiscal responsibility, and that means a couple of things. Number one, we're going to be paying as we go, and as we end the war in Iraq, we're going to bring that money home and put it to work. And I've been very straightforward about this. If you make more than $250,000, I'm going to let those Bush tax cuts on you expire. And you're going to have to start paying more of your fair share. But if you're in the 99% of Americans who don't make more than $250,000 a year, you're going to get tax cuts because you already are paying too much. You're paying more under George Bush if you add up federal, state, and local taxes than you were before he became president. Because this president kind of ran a bit of a scam on us, to be honest about it. You know, cutting taxes for the wealthy, a little bit of cuts for everybody else. And then energy costs going up $2,000, which was 3 times more than the average middle-class family got in tax cuts. Education costs going through the roof. Healthcare costs more than doubling. And so, in effect, this has not been a good deal for most Americans, the George W. Bush presidency. That's why we need to say loudly and clearly, we are going to have a president again who puts the American people, especially the middle class, first and provides the services and the support that we and our families need. And you know, we're also going to enforce every bit of our power in dealing with countries that take advantage of us. Now look, I don't mind a free fight. I don't mind standing on the same playing field where everybody plays by the same rules. But I am tired of the United States being the only country that plays by the rules in the global economy. If you look around the world, China manipulates its currency, putting us at a disadvantage. We have trade agreements that are not enforced against the trading partners. We have all kinds of problems with the goods that are imported into our market, tainted food, lead-based toys, contaminated prescription drugs. And so we've got to begin to stand up and say, wait a minute, everybody in the world wants to come and sell to American consumers. That gives us a lot of leverage. It's time we started using it. No more trade agreements without enforcing their labor and environmental standards. And we also have to start creating more new jobs in America. Right? I think there are a couple ways we're going to do this. Number one, we will be able to create millions of new good jobs if we make the right investments in clean, renewable energy. This is something that I have been working on for more than 2 years. I laid out a very comprehensive plan talking about how we could create at least 5 million new jobs over the next 10 years. I understand my opponent came to Wisconsin a few days ago and basically gave my speech. That's very flattering because I want everybody to agree with me that we can do this. We can create 5 million jobs. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do more on energy efficiency. I passed legislation to start training people for what we call green collar jobs. You know, have people weatherize homes for our seniors, help to install solar panels, put up wind turbines, look at all the varieties of potential new energy that we can use.
Thank you so much.
And I want to make more investments in new clean energy. Strategic energy funds, kind of like what we did with the space race.
I was just thinking
when we make big investments, the federal government, businesses, universities, we all work together.
Yeah, I'll hold it.
And I think we have a strategic energy fund. I think